Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. It strengthened my belief in his sincerity. Any cognitive content held as true. The general atmosphere of a place or situation and the effect that it has on people. An intuitive understanding of something. He had a great feeling for music. A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. What are your feelings about the crisis? The sensation produced by pressure receptors in the skin. The surface had a greasy feeling. A physical sensation that you experience. He had a queasy feeling. The experiencing of affective and emotional states. She had a feeling of euphoria. A concavity in a surface produced by pressing. He left the impression of his fingers in the soft mud. A symbol that is the result of printing or engraving. An outward appearance. He made a good impression. A clear and telling mental image. The events left a permanent impression in his mind. All the copies of a work printed at one time. A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. His impression of her was favorable. An impressionistic portrayal of a person. He did a funny impression of a politician. Dentistry, an imprint of the teeth and gums in wax or plaster. The dentist took an impression for use in preparing an inlay. The act of pressing one thing on or into the surface of another. He watched the impression of the seal on the hot wax. A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. An odd or fanciful or capricious idea. The theatrical notion of disguise is associated with disaster in his stories. A general inclusive concept. Usually plural, small personal articles or clothing or sewing items. Buttons and needles or notions. The reason for a court's judgment, as opposed to the decision itself. The legal document stating the reasons for a judicial decision. Opinions are usually written by a single judge. A personal belief or judgment that is not founded on proof or certainty. My opinion differs from yours. A message expressing a belief about something. The expression of a belief that is held with confidence but not substantiated by positive knowledge or proof. His opinions appeared frequently on the editorial page. A belief or sentiment shared by most people. The voice of the people. He asked for a poll of public opinion. A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. A personal belief or judgment that is not founded on proof or certainty. What are your thoughts on Haiti? The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. The thought never entered my mind. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. She paused for thought. The organized beliefs of a period or group or individual. 19th century thought. Music, melodic subject of a musical composition. The accompanist picked up the idea and elaborated it. An approximate calculation of quantity or degree or worth. A rough idea how long it would take. The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. It was not a good idea. Your intention, what you intend to do. The idea of the game is to capture all the pieces. A personal view. He has an idea that we don't like him. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. The state of being contented with your situation in life. He relaxed in sleepy contentedness. The amount that can be contained. What a communication that is about something is about. Satisfied or showing satisfaction with things as they are. A contented smile. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. Something, a person or object or scene, selected by an artist or photographer for graphic representation. Usually plural. Everything that is included in a collection and that is held or included in something. He emptied the contents of his pockets. Make content. I am contented. Satisfy in a limited way. He contented himself with 1 glass of beer per day. The proportion of a substance that is contained in a mixture or alloy, etc. An impression that something might be the case. Round one's back by bending forward and drawing the shoulders forward. The act of bending yourself into a humped position. An impression that something might be the case. He had an intuition that something had gone wrong. Instinctive knowing, without the use of rational processes. An impression that something might be the case. Being of a suspicious nature. Doubt about someone's honesty. The state of being suspected. He tried to shield me from suspicion. At the first glimpse or impression. At first blush, the idea possesses considerable intuitive appeal, but on closer examination it fails. The immediate proximity of someone or something. She blushed in his presence. Dignified manner or conduct. An invisible spiritual being felt to be nearby. The act of being present. The impression that something is present. He felt the presence of an evil force. The state of being present, current existence. He tested for the presence of radon. A phenomenon that follows and is caused by some previous phenomenon. The magnetic effect was greater when the rod was lengthwise. Of a law, having legal validity. The law is still in effect. Produce. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. An outward appearance. She retained that bold effect in her reproductions of the original painting. Act so as to bring into existence. Effect a change. An impression, especially one that is artificial or contrived. He just did it for effect. A symptom caused by an illness or a drug. The effects of sleep loss. A belief, or system of beliefs, accepted as authoritative by some group or school. Belief about, or mental picture of, the future. The sum of the values of a random variable divided by the number of values. Anticipating with confidence of fulfillment. The feeling that something is about to happen. A strong belief in a supernatural power or powers that control human destiny. He lost his faith but not his morality. Complete confidence in a person or plan, etc. He cherished the faith of a good woman. An institution to express belief in a divine power. A member of his own faith contradicted him. Loyalty or allegiance to a cause or a person. Keep the faith. Sexual arousal or gratification resulting from handling a fetish, or a specific part of the body other than the sexual organs. A belief in the magical power of fetishes, or the worship of a fetish. Sexual arousal or gratification resulting from handling a fetish, or a specific part of the body other than the sexual organs. A belief in the magical power of fetishes, or the worship of a fetish. A belief or sentiment shared by most people. The voice of the people. Belief that a work of art is an end in itself or its own justification. Criminal law. A final judgment of guilty in a criminal case and the punishment that is imposed. The conviction came as no surprise. An unshakable belief in something without need for proof or evidence. Belief in the kinship of a group of people with a common totem. The beliefs of a tribal society. The state of living together in tribes. Complete confidence in a person or plan, etc. The doctor-patient relationship is based on trust. Expect and wish. I trust you will behave better from now on. A consortium of independent organizations formed to limit competition by controlling the production and distribution of a product or service. They set up the trust in the hope of gaining a monopoly. Be confident about something. Certainty based on past experience. He put more trust in his own two legs than in the gun. A trustful relationship. He betrayed their trust. The trait of believing in the honesty and reliability of others. The experience destroyed his trust and personal dignity. Confer a trust upon. The messenger was entrusted with the general's secret. Allow without fear. Chiefly archaic, extend credit to. Don't trust my ex-wife. I won't pay her debts anymore. Have confidence or faith in. We can trust in our government. Something, as property, held by one party, the trustee, for the benefit of another, the beneficiary. He is the beneficiary of a generous trust set up by his father. Not anticipated. Unseen problems. Not seen or observed. Unseen forces at work. A belief that there is a realm controlled by a divine spirit. Not seen or perceived. Unseen natural resources. Beliefs of a person or social group in which they have an emotional investment, either for or against something. He has very conservative values. Belief in the existence of vampires. The actions or practices of a vampire. The act of looking or seeing or observing. He tried to get a better view of it. See or watch. View a show on television. Graphic art consisting of the graphic or photographic representation of a visual percept. Figure 2 shows photographic and schematic views of the equipment. Look at carefully, study mentally. View a problem. A way of regarding situations or topics, etc. Consider what follows from the positivist view. The range of the eye. They were soon out of view. A personal belief or judgment that is not founded on proof or certainty. The visual percept of a region. The most desirable feature of the park are the beautiful views. A message expressing a belief about something. The expression of a belief that is held with confidence but not substantiated by positive knowledge or proof. Deemed to be. She views this quite differently from me. The range of interest or activity that can be anticipated. Outward appearance. They look the same in outward view. Purpose. The phrase, with a view to, means, with the intention of, or, for the purpose of. He took the computer with a view to pawning it.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.